What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping in. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button right now. We are taking a little cruise through the upstate of South Carolina today. Some of these beautiful backcountry roads. The trees are in bloom. Things are starting to turn green again after a long winter. Let me tell you, spring is very much welcome. So the roads are kind of a mix of wet, damp, and then spots of dry. So I figured today is a good of day as any, as good a day as any, to test out these tires a little bit. So we got some roads here. They're not super twisty or super windy, but you know, we get some good curves and things like that, and we'll see how the car handles with these Lexani LX 20s. I'll note also that it's about 66 degrees right now. I've been driving around a little bit, so the tires are warmed up to cruising temperature, but I haven't done any burnouts or anything like that, so they're not super hot or super soft. They're just regular driving conditions, and that's kind of the test we'll do today. We might do a performance test and performance review later on, but right now these are maybe not normal driving conditions, but I'll say more of a spirited driving style. Lexani LX 20. Not a bad looking tire. For the fronts, I have 255/40/19. On the rear, I have 275/35/19. Tread pattern, not super aggressive, but I do like it. Rubber feels actually pretty soft. We're of 320, so not the softest, but certainly not a long life tire. Theoretically, a tire with a tread-ware of 600 should last double this tire. A traction rating of A. Traction ratings go from AA all the way to C, AA being the grippiest, so A is not up at the top, but certainly not at the bottom. The traction rating is given based on the tire's ability to stop on both dry and wet concrete and asphalt. We have a temperature rating of A. Temperature ratings go from A to C again, and this designates the tire's running temperature, basically. Tires with a temperature rating of A run the coolest. Load rating of 100 on these tires. It's the tire's ability to hold or carry a load of 1,764 pounds. That's what the 100 designates. Speed rating of W, which this tire can handle speeds up to 168 miles an hour. I'm not sure we'll go with that fast with this car. The actual load rating is mentioned right here on the side of the tire, and they are tubeless, believe it or not, but it also will state the outside and inside of the tire, so they are directional. Lexani calls this tire an ultra high performance tire, so I guess we'll find out. Unusual place for burnouts, but I guess a church parking lot is a good enough place as any. However, I am not going to do one here. I'd say these tires perform as well as any decently priced tire on the market. Confident definitely going into corners and coming out of corners hard. I don't feel any loss of traction or any feel of instability or anything at all. Again, the roads are a little bit damp and not super warm, so with a cheap performance tire like these are, you might expect some slippage, you might expect some loss of traction coming out of a corner hard, but there really isn't any. And again, I'm not pushing the car very hard, just more of a spirited driving style right now. So, but again, if you were just to be cruising in wet and damp conditions with these tires, I wouldn't have any concerns whatsoever. Braking is good. Go up a little hill here. Again, not being super aggressive, but coming into these corners under a little bit of speed and then accelerating out of them, the car feels really good, very stable. A lot of variation in road conditions. They're just hitting a puddle, a lot of wet and dry patches. This is a good day for a test. Definitely sounds good. These tires feel really smooth. They're very comfortable to ride on. Their fronts are 255/40/19. The rears are 275/35/19. So the sidewalls are not super thin, but you know, there's not a whole lot of cush there, and they really are comfortable. Road noise is almost nil. I would say they are silent compared to the stock run flats. A little bit of road noise, but honestly, very, very comfortable ride in terms of cabin noise and just feel overall. Really soft. Again, coming from the stock run flats, you know, bricks would feel comfortable as well, but these are not disappointing. For $100 a tire, I have no complaints at the moment. Well, they'll do a nice burnout. Didn't expect to get any grip. It is damp, but gotta have a little fun. I want to spare you all of the driving footage because you can't get much more boring than that, than just watching the road pass by. But I just wanted to jump back on here and give kind of a quick summary, and then a summary overview, and then the rating that I would give these tires. Like I said, we'll save the performance testing for later on, now that the weather is starting to finally warm up. So I'm approaching this rating from the perspective of just your average everyday driver, because there's a good chance that someone might purchase these tires because they are only $100 a piece. So despite the fact that they are ultra high performance, they're very inexpensive. So the average Joe or the average Jane may pick up a set. You do have to be aware, obviously, that they are kind of a summer tire, and they're probably not going to perform all that well in the colder months or in snow for that matter. So just keep that in mind. Considering that fact, that they are kind of a summer tire, and we're in a warmer climate, so I could probably get away with running these all year here in South Carolina, but I'm factoring that in as well. First and foremost, the tires are really, really quiet on the road. I was really surprised because of some of the reviews that I had read mentioning road noise. Compared to the run flat tires that were on these cars from the factory, these tires, these Lexani LX20s, are silent. They are a little lower profile sidewall. They're not super low, but you know, they're not meaty for sure. So you can feel some imperfections in the road, but I don't mind a little road feel. It helps me know where I'm at and that I'm still alive. Even running in the damp and wet conditions, I felt no slippage, no tire slip, no instability whatsoever. The car felt very firmly planted to the road, and you know, I was definitely confident approaching curves at a little higher speed and coming out of them a little more aggressively than the average Joe as well. Again, not pushing the car super hard, but driving a bit more spiritedly than you would maybe on the way to work in the morning, unless you're my wife and then you're driving like a maniac. I felt no issues with braking either, slowing down into a 90-degree turn or a hard curve. I didn't feel you know, any hesitation to really lay on the brake pedal at all. The car felt, again, very stable, very in control, and I attribute that a lot to a halfway decent quality tire. So what else is the average Joe looking for, right? Or average Jane? I think they want a decent tire that is going to be durable. I forgot to mention a 320 tread rating. They're not super soft, but they're not going to last as long as one of those run flats will. So they're looking for, again, price, longevity, you know, handling capabilities in terms of wet and dry control of the vehicle, not necessarily traction or launching, because again, this is just the average everyday driver. And in those cases, I would give this car or this tire a rating of, I'm going to say conservatively an 8.5 out of 10. It might be surprising to you how high I'm rating it, but just considering all these factors and the fact that it's only $100 a tire, very impressive. And dang, they actually look really good. Over the years, I've had a number of different cars and trucks, and I've run seemingly every single tire on the market, from Sumitomo and Hankook to Bridgestone and Goodyear Eagles, Pirellis and Toyos, Falcon, Nexen, and now Lexani. I've spent $80 on a tire. I've spent $250 on a tire. These Lexani LX 20s in a regular, everyday, normal driving situation, these tires are just as good as any. Again, in a warmer climate, not sure how they perform in snow or cold temperatures. I have a feeling not great. But again, in a more, you know, mild climate like South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Phoenix, areas like that, I think this tire is sufficient in a regular driving conditions. When you match that with the fact that they're very quiet on the road, they're really comfortable, nice handling capabilities and braking capabilities, matched up with the fact that for a tire this size, a 275 3519 is only $100 a tire, it's really hard to beat. And for that reason, again, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm really excited to see how these tires do on the track and how they do when we push them in the mountains coming up in the next several weeks. It's gonna be awesome. And we'll do a follow-up review after those different events as well, and really get a feel for how these tires perform under more strenuous conditions and you know, driving strategy. If you remember, if you watched the videos way back from, you know, several months ago, almost a year now, the stock run flats seemingly did okay in the mountains, pushing the car a little harder. But when we got home, we discovered that the treads were literally tearing off the tire. So we'll see just how good these do in just a few weeks. Again, the Highlands Motoring Group or Motoring Club is putting on the Mountain One Lap in June 7th. So pretty pumped about that myself, and I'll be taking my daughter up with me as well, and we'll make the run, 150 mile run through the mountains of Western North Carolina. I'm really excited about that. Stay tuned, stick around. One more time, Lexani LX20, get yourself a set of them. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. I appreciate it very much. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button while you're at it, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.